Oh my God, y'all do not understand how tired I am right now. Last night was probably the first night in the past 3 weeks where I got to sleep before the hours of midnight. I feel like the older I get, the more I realize how much little amount of time I have in a day and how important it truly is to just maximize the most of my time. Anyways, let's get on with the video. Roll the intro. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back with another video with the flies, the hottest, sexiest in your city. My name is Andrew Dorsis. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. And if you are a returning viewer, I really would like to thank you for coming back and watching another video. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy this video. Only if you enjoy it. If not, then I can't be mad. Down in the comments below, let me know any thoughts that you might have throughout the video. Today, I would like to say that we are going to be a little more vulnerable than usual. Gonna be getting a lot more vulnerable. So part one of my vulnerability unleashing, I'm about to start getting this constant exposure of kryptonite. Now, I don't know if that's a good reference, but today's video, we're going to be talking about journaling. I don't know what goes on in people's heads when I talk about me journaling. Actually, I do. I definitely do. They probably think I'm here talking about Dear Diary. Today, I made a video and I am going to post it on YouTube. Now, if you do have a diary, I have nothing against it. I have nothing against it. It is a form of journaling. But for me, journaling is about writing down your ideas, some of your vision, and thoughts that are just too important to just keep in your head that you just have to write it down somewhere, because you might forget it. There's this story I've heard about Michael Jackson when he comes up with an idea of a song that he has to go to the studio record it because he feels like God is gonna give it to Prince. Now, I don't know if this idea is true, but it is a pretty wild statement to just believe somebody's gonna be taking your ideas, placing ideas that you're not using in somebody else's head. Now, I believe this is true to some extent. Ideas do come from somewhere. Might be a little bit of justification. If Benjamin Franklin did not invent electricity, then those ideas that they had would have, somebody eventually would have figured it out, right? For me, journaling has become a very significant part of my life, from writing ideas down, planning, and documenting things of importance to me that I don't want to just store up here in my brain. I truly believe in this ideology that if I have an idea and I don't write it down, I might forget it. And if I forget it, it is lost forever in the void of space and time, and I may never be able to recover from that. It might have been the idea of the agent, or an idea that really would impact me as a person or my life. As I got older, journaling has become more and more important to me, and the concept of it. I remember when I was in school, I had this idea. I remember this day. It was a good idea. I know it was a good idea because it was, okay? But I was on the plane. I had this idea, this concept about something that I really wanted to carry with me, and I didn't write it down. Later on, I tried to bring that recollection of that moment and that idea, and till this day, I don't remember what it's been about. But you know, that's instilled a little bit of fear in me. Maybe one day dementia is gonna get me and all I will have is my journal. So the past year and a half, I've increased tremendously the amount of journaling I have done. I have a library of different journals that I use for different reasons. So this journal right here, it would be my book of ideas. So usually when I have a YouTube videos that I would like to make, I would go and I'd write some of this down in my book of ideas. I don't know if you could read this, but if you end up reading this, this is probably one of the videos that I did either on my Instagram or my TikTok. This journal right here is almost full. I'm actually excited. This will be the first journal that I fully probably complete. This one is more of like just jotting just anything that comes to my mind. I do some sticky notes. Now, there is no right way to do this. Sometimes I write things on little sticky notes and then I'll go and I'll tape them in, expand on the ideas that I wrote down on here. Now, I can talk about journaling all day and probably ramble for hours on straight, but I'm gonna be a little more vulnerable and I'm gonna show you a journal entry that I wrote about a video idea that came to mind that I started, and you'll be able to actually see what goes goes on in my head when I journal. So this is an old video idea that I have, and if you could see here in my journal, I wrote video short. Some of the handwriting is pretty terrible. I would like to apologize. I took my SD card out of my top-down shot before I ended the video recording. So now I have to redo this whole section of the video, but it's all right. Here we have an old video idea that I started that I never recorded or got to create. I know the handwriting looks a little jargon right now, but we are gonna rewrite this into this journal. Usually if I'm around the house, I will go grab a journal and then I will start jotting down quick ideas about what I want to put on paper. And if I am not at home and I do not have a journal around me, go on my notes app on my iPhone, and then I would transfer some of those ideas into my journal. It is quite often that I do not go back to my notes and write down what I wanted to write in my journals, but occasionally I do skim and recreate the idea. So here, let's say I was around the house and I wanted to talk about sacrifice, which is the name of this. Looking at a lot of my work, I like to do things in a narrative storytelling type of style. So that's kind of like how I do some of my video ideas in this kind of journalistic way. My head thought when starting off this is I wanted this to be a video, so I put video, and then I would put short because I wanted to make it a short form content, and then I would start writing right here. So sometimes I put like stars for like the main points or key points of what my topic is. So if I analyze the original document, I see that there is a big space between here. So what that tells me is my thought process writing this is that I wanted this to be a pause. Other ways I can do the pause is doing the 3 dots, and then that signifies a pause for me. Or sometimes I do write pause depending on how I want to speak and narrate what I want to say. So I know my main narration is here where I have this quotation marks. Instead of putting the star up here, I would probably have put the star here to show that this is the main key point for me. So I'm gonna just go ahead, put a star here just to show like, oh, this is important, this is a key point. And then this is where my narration would start. Life is full of choices. I'm probably messing up some of the spelling. I don't really care a lot about the spelling when I'm writing, as long as I get the gist of what's going on. You just want to kind of just flow state. A lot of my videos, I do have this narrative voice that goes on in my head. If I was to be writing this, this is the voice that I'm most likely hearing. I might be delusional, but life is full of choices. It's the decisions you make or don't make that determine your future. It would be something like that. I can always play around with the tone however I want. I know what was going on through my head while I was writing this, and the tone and voice that I'm probably trying to go for is that narrative tone. That's why I have in that quotation mark. And then right here I have, but here's where it gets. So I know I would have a change of voice right here. I also highlighted here. Also, going through this journal, if I can go to like some of my old work, you can see sometimes I'm more of a picturistic, and then sometimes my ideas are all over the place. There's a lot of scribbles. Sometimes there's lines leading in and out, stars. Like for this is day 2 of my video entry. It's a series that I still do on my Instagram, and sometimes I'll post it on my TikTok, but Instagram is a lot more lenient when it comes to music, so that's why I use Instagram a lot more. Stars, I use parentheses to highlight certain things that I want. There is no right way to do this. You just want to kind of like create it in a way that you will understand when you go back to look at the journal or look at the idea that you wrote down, so that you can understand what you have created. Anyways, that's it for today. I don't want to talk too much about journaling. Y'all probably don't care. This is all for today's video about this topic about journaling. If you would like to see more videos about journaling or want me to talk more in depth about how I journal and more ways that I journal and the different type of journals that I do have, then let me know down in the comments below. You probably don't care about journaling at all, but if you made it to the end, you probably do care. So thanks again for watching. It's Andrew. See you in the next video. Some good lighting, you know? Think about it. Think about it. Purple light, photo shoot with purple light. Oh my God. I'd go insane. Y'all see this? Think about, boom, shadow side, just kind of like this, or, oh, look at that. Backlit with the purple light. Y'all probably like, what is he looking at? Look, I'm looking at my monitor. I am so sorry. Bottom lit, purple light. Think about Think about that. Once upon a time, there was this guy named Andrew who sat here and played with a purple light on camera.